So if you watched the video that I made when I first started redoing my channel from the very start, you may have seen my making my studio video where I kind of just went out and bought some furniture and tried to make this room as useful as possible for both recording different sets and moving things around, and also editing and working on 3D stuff for my own personal time, because this is my bedroom, but I'm trying to make it as versatile as possible. In that video where I bought all the furniture and stuff, there was something really not right with the room. It was just an open area, and even with all this open space in the middle of the room, there weren't a lot of great places to put cameras and equipment and lighting. Like, it wasn't great for what I actually wanted. As I've been in this room for a year now, I know, crazy, I was thinking about how I actually use the room, and so I finally finished what I was doing. So if you watch that video, you'll see that I talk about the things I couldn't afford to get yet and that I was going to get later, including a second desk and maybe like some shelves and whatnot. So I finally went ahead and did that. As you can see here behind me, I've got a second desk. My regular desk is right here behind the camera where you can't see it. And I've also rearranged some things. So before, I had the chairs, the two chairs I sat over here in front of this shelf so that I could do the podcast with David. But you know, social distancing, we've been doing it over Zoom calls mostly, so that hasn't really been necessary. So what I've done is I've rearranged everything.
The bright neon lights will be glowing every night in the city, always the same. Giving up, playing dead, at least that's what you say.
So, this motherfucking sit-stand manual desk is... I was trying to lift it just to see how well it lifted, and it got stuck, so then I was trying to get it unstuck by pulling it out, and I pulled it all the way out, and now I can't get it back in. I think I figured it out just now while talking to you. There's a button here. We'll see if that does it, because if it doesn't, I'm lost. Oh my gosh, that did it.
That's the start. Got the motion, got the heart, but the city stays the same. Giving up, playing dead, at least that's what you said. Camera lights, that's the game. But here, we can do anything.
Not only is this manufactured terribly, these Dumbos gave me this, alright, to screw in something that size. Well, finally, there it is. Alright, so now I have this desk set up opposite of my other desk, which is right behind me there, as you can see. It's gonna be for my laptop, and eventually when I get my 3D printer, it will go on this desk as well, just because I don't have any other place for it. When I get the credenza, which is going right there, I'll take all that junk out and set up the credenza there. I don't know why it's called a credenza. I don't know what makes a credenza, but that's what they called it. So I would have called it metal shelf with cabinets. Yeah. The bed was a long ways this way, and I just rotated it this way and moved the nightstand over here from over here. And then I put this chair here, and we'll move these around whenever we need to set up like the podcast or something so that they're in front of where I'm going to be putting the shelf that I'm buying, which is over where the boxes are. The main thing that's changed is this bed. My bed, which is now to the left of the camera, used to be flat along the wall with the window, which is directly behind the camera, but I flipped it so it's still against that wall, but it's coming long ways towards the door. The edge of the bed is right below the camera here, to the left of the camera. Well, it doesn't really matter. I'll show footage of the rest of the room so you can see the layout. But I've turned the bed and moved the rest of my furniture so that there's like a chair here and a chair there. I've got a credenza on its way. It's supposed to be here on Thursday. It's really just a little shelf with 3 doors, and that's going underneath the wall hanging shelf, the floating shelf that I put up on the wall. And that's still probably going to be when social distancing is over, or if before that happens, if somehow I'm able to add David back into my circle, which I don't know if that will ever happen. But if that happens, we'll still set up the chairs there for the podcast. But now they're in much more usable places during the week. My room feels very much more open. Since I'm working from home, I've got my work desktop over on my regular sit-stand desk. So I'm using this one for my laptop. And using that as kind of a setup for all of my actual editing and stuff. Because I do that on my personal laptop. Because my work PC, I really can't download my own programs, and I don't want to use my company's software to do my own personal stuff. So even though that's here in my house, I'm still leaving that as a work machine and not doing any personal content on it. So yeah, anyway, eventually when that goes back to my office, I'll be working from my office again. I'll be able to use that as my laptop desk, and I'll be able to buy a 3D printer, which is in the plans still, and I'm going to set that up on this desk as a semi-permanent place for that to be. I should be working, but my credenza just arrived, and so now I am going to put it together and put it up. So I put it together off camera, and it's all together now. I knocked my 3D print of the Demogorgon off when I was setting up the books, so it broke, but I have super glued it, and hopefully it will stay in one piece, and we can just have him right there, peeking over the record sign. The room is still not very good sound-wise. I'm sure you can hear it, even with all of my sound editing, this room still bounces. What I really need to do is get some bass traps in the corners, but at the moment I don't have anything. The closest thing I have is this foam, corner foam that I bought off of Wish. I bought it just to see how good it was because it was really cheap. Obviously, it's Wish, and it does work. It is fine. It's foam, but it's really small. Gross. It works. It's just too small to actually be useful for me. And this room being basically a square, it's not really all that helpful in this space. Gee whiz. Gross. If it really gets to be to a point where it really frustrates me, because at the moment I'm able to edit it enough that it's not really bothering me, and if it bothers you, I guess you can let me know. I can't really do much about it. I'm trying my best, but I'm also considering getting like some collapsible walls or some just like movable walls that I can store in my closet and pull out when I video and just kind of set them up to make the space where I'm recording my audio smaller, kind of bounce things, and maybe I'll use those also to hang some, light fills and negative fills for lighting, make this all a little bit better. Anyway, this is just kind of the natural follow-up to my studio video, and yeah, pretty happy about it. Especially now that I'm hoping to make more videos with VFX and stuff. Um, this not only will help me make videos for the channel, but it'll help me use this room better for editing and for making shorts and writing and all of that. So I'm pretty excited about it. I hope this turned out okay. I'm shooting this on the Blackmagic instead of my Canon, which is on the desk here, just because I haven't really done that yet, and I felt like I should try something with it other than all of the... I've taken test footage, I've taken lots of footage with it, but it's not been for any real videos or anything, and I haven't really processed most of it. So I thought I'd do a full video talking headpiece with it. Hopefully I'm in focus. I tried my best, but I won't really know until I pull it into my computer. So if not, you got a slightly out of focus video from me this time. But yeah, anyway, I hope that turned out good. So thumbs up.